All right. Good morning. Welcome to today's live stream for 7/14 of 2025. Market's opening in a couple of minutes, in 5 minutes. So let's do a quick breakdown of what PA is doing, where can it go, and let's see if we can position a trade today. So just looking here at the 1 hour chart, top left. Or you know what? Let's go to the daily here. Bearish gap opening on the day. And what price did was, since the morning on the daily, all we can see is just, push lower, it grabbed some liquidity, and now it's pushing higher. From like meaningful levels here, honestly, we have last week's week opening gap. You can see here in blue. We have relative equal highs above us. Overall, I'm bullish on the structure, but again, we are intraday traders, so we could take trades both ways, but the daily bias usually indicates which way we're going to push. Okay. 4 hour perspective, again, we're about to break this week's new week opening gap to the upside, and we'll be digging into last week's new week opening gap as well. There's some liquidity that we've taken to the downside. We have some relative equal lows below us. Do watch out for those. And other than that, let's see what else we have here that's meaningful on this chart here. Order flow is still bearish. I was going to book through, yeah. Oh, that's... Oh my gosh, what is happening to me? All right, so 2 minutes will open here. And let's see what we're going to get. Let's wait for today's first presentation, fair value gap. See which way price moves to. And overall, like, we do have our bias here. So on the 1 hour here, I'm liking these relative equal lows. On the 1 hour, I do want to see these being attacked. We're not really going to have a large RTH gap in 2 minutes, just because we're essentially at Friday's close. So if that's the case, we have to wait till at least 9:50. Those are the rules of ICT. That's what we're going to do. And other than that, let's see what we get here. Okay. Some other levels I like to see is these ones right here. These are of interest as well. So here are some levels that I want to see us trading to. So we got level 1, level 2 here. And the market's going to tip its hand in one direction, and we're going to play that hand. Okay. Overall, a fairly bullish push from 9:10 all the way till 9:30. Interesting. Usually you don't see that right before the pre-market. This might be the Judah swing. It might go, what I want to see is I want to see it go lower first and then it go higher. That's going to be the ultimate price action for today. All right, we're opening a couple of seconds here. Let me see. Let me get my charts up and ready here. And Q. opening. Okay, so we just opened up here. RTH gap is tiny. And usually when the RTH gap is tiny in the morning, not a lot's going to happen. I'll tell you that right now. So now we just patiently wait. Nothing worth chasing right now. Let's see here. Give me one sec, guys. I'll give you guys a read real time on what's happening. Just changing some settings here on my end. Again, like, and as of right now, there's nothing to trade. We have to wait like an additional 20 minutes to take a clean trade today. So then it comes up, I'll show you guys, but right now we've just punched up higher on the 1 minute into the new week's opening gap high of last week. We pushed back down lower. And oh, hey, Del, how's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a long time. All right, still price is doing a whole bunch of nothing. I like how it's slowing down here. It's not really pushing higher. It might give us a leg lower now. Again, don't trade it. It's just something that it might do. But all in all, we are waiting for something a bit more. First presentation fair value at my form here. That'll be nice to see price right now break below last week's Monday first presentation fair value gap. That's something that I want to see. Finally funded, working on that payout. Nice, Dal. How many accounts? Just one? Just one. Nice, nice. All right, so you can see price here. We might have our first presentation for the day, which, to be honest, I like when I have these grouped together. So this is probably going to be today's first presentation. We'll know in a couple of seconds. Nice bearish push lower, as I said earlier. Again, not worth trading, guys, but something just to keep your eye out on. So first presentation, fair value gap. It's going to be closing in just now. Okay, so this is the key level for today that we're going to be trading off of maybe. So today is Monday. This is going to be the New York session, first presentation, fair value gap of 714. All right, so we're going to mark this in red. So the background border, I like to make this red. Monday's first presentation fair value gap is usually the best. Out of all of the first presentation fair value gaps, like if you look at every single Monday and how it kind of respected over the week, Monday usually has the highest kind of chance of it being highly respected. So you can see here we've got Monday from last week, Monday from this week, just above it. And for me to be bearish here, it needs to clear these levels before I start trading lower. So if I see it close below these levels here, that's when I'm going to have the go ahead to start targeting these lows here, and these lows here. Okay. Just one. Good. Good. Just one account. That's all you need, guys. Just one account. That's what brings in the dough. That's what brings in the dough. So that's what I want to see for the day. But again, so why are we waiting for 1010 or 950 to 1010? That's when the macro is. Okay. So let's mark it here on the charts, just so all of you know when like the high probability setups start happening. Are my risk settings correct? We're going to start risking 300, and for at least a 2-to-1, I want 600. So that's going to be today's trade. I might scale down a bit depending on how nice PA is, but it's time to bump up risk a bit here on my end. Looking at the 50-minute chart, we haven't looked at it yet, but we had Asia, we took out Asia lows, we create these relative equal lows here from London and at the open. So this right here, this is I have a feeling this is going to get taken here. Okay. So just watch out for this level here. I'm not saying it's going to get taken now, but it's going to get taken. All right, so we're back below first presentation fair value gap here. Price is digging into Mondays from last week's first presentation as well. I know it's getting a bit cluttered here. But again, those are the main levels that we're looking at here. You can see here on the 5-minute, we got our 2 first presentation fair value gaps as well. And then again, all this right here most likely is going to get taken very shortly. So let's see if we can getting a close below this would be nice. And then, possible trade ideas. This is going to be a tough catch. We got relative equal lows right below the 9 o'clock open. So this right here is going to be like low hanging fruit for us to target. All right. Just can't get wicked out on the way down. This is the tricky part here. I need to be confident here and know that price has made its top and it's going to be trailing level 1 here. Okay. And then level 2 would be down here. And then if you have the balls to hold it all the way till these relative equal lows, I think that's the ultimate draw on liquidity, right? But I do want to see how price is going to respect. Again, it's still it's still closing within last Monday's first presentation fair value gap. I'm not loving it. Okay, so we gotta wait for a bit more here. There's no rush to get into this trade. That's where my bias is right now. Like if I were to kind of play devil's advocate and say, okay, price isn't going to be going down, it's going to be going up. Where is it going to be attacking? Probably these levels right here. Okay. But as I said before, is I don't see the market going higher, taking out these levels and going lower. I think it's going to want to go lower first and then higher, right? Just because we're overall in a bullish trend. Crypto's at all-time highs right now. You know, NQ's at all-time highs. Like there's no reason for price to stop going up, right? All this here is low resistance liquidity. Okay, so there's just a bunch of liquidity sitting above us, okay? And so now we finally close below all these first presentation fair value gaps here. Let me see now if it's gonna retrace and give us an entry. It's still not the right time of day. So this is the Judah swing to the upside. And then right now it's going to be the actual push lower. That's how I'm seeing the market right now. I just need the market to come up. If it hits the mean threshold of last Monday's first presentation, I'll take that. That's going to be the trade, a 3-to-1 trade. And my stop is going to be above the mean threshold of this bearish order block right here on the 1 minute. And hopefully I don't get tagged out there. But that's going to be more entry. It's PA that I like. Just needs to push higher. Or you know, another way of getting into it would be maybe something like this here. A 2.5-to-1. Come on, price. Let us participate. I'm here. Oh, Garvett's here. Do not short it here to there. That is high risk. Accounts tilted back on evals. Oh, it's okay, man. That's the cycle we play. Mother flipper. So this was a really hard position to play. Like it didn't give me the proper entry, but their price goes. So it took out pre 9 o'clock lows. Oh my gosh, it's hitting level 2 liquidity right now. And times like this, at least we're right on direction. If you guys appreciate my directional call right after the open, feel free to drop a like or let me know in the comments. But man, I'm frustrated. I just need 2 more payouts, and payouts on Tuesday or like on Wednesday morning, I guess. But not if price is doing this. Oh, okay. That fucking sucks. Where's price heading to? Remember that drawn liquidity I said? Jeez, it's dropping on the 15-second chart. Took out liquidity. 930 lows have been taken. Right there on the 15-minute chart. No good, guys. What can happen with price at 950? It can drop all the way till relative equal lows. But let's see. So let's think about ICT terms. Here we have, I'm not crazy about this here, but here we're going to have bearish. What is it called? It's called market structure shift. So this is going to be a bearish breaker. Okay, even this can be the bearish breaker. Yeah, price is just going to be dropping here, guys. It's targeting 803, I think. 803. Jeez, I am tempted to just catch this dropping knife. Let's see here. This is a scalping short here. Let's see on the 15-second chart if I can catch it all the way till 803. I'm only risking $100 here. So this is, again, this might not go well here for me. I'm anticipating a drop from here. $803. Let's see. That's my position there. We'll see if it spans out. Again, high risk here. Don't recommend you taking it, guys. I just have some buffer to play with here. And there you go. I've been tagged out for -1. Again, stupid trade, but I'm just impatient for Monday. All right, let's wait for the pullback here. I do think these lows are going to get taken. We just need to wait for a meaningful pullback. Okay. This is where I want price to get to, at least. Like this bearish order block here, this 1 hour SIBI. Okay. And price right now, it's going to be hunting these relative equal lows here. It's just we want to see it pull back higher a bit so we can get in with it again. Monday's afternoon first presentation fair value up from 7.7. I don't really care about that at this point. We can delete this. So maybe something like this, guys. That would be decent. That would be decent. But price just has to pull back here, right? There's a chance that it drops. 803 is the target, guys, for today. See, if you chase like I did there, there's a high probability that you will get tapped out, and that's why I only risked half an hour there. So many times I've seen just price just drop like a rock, but we're going to be entering the macro soon at 950. So maybe 950, we come up here, we disturb price a bit, and then we drop lower. And that's going to be our, what? Our 3.7 to 1 trade. Okay. All right, price is pushing. What? Okay, we're entering this inefficiency here on the 1 minute. The tricky part about this is what? Bearish breaker still above us on the 5 minute. Once it hits mean threshold here. Let's see here if price wants to slow down and respect the mean threshold of this 1 minute SIBI here. It took out a lot of liquidity already, and that's a pretty sharp reversal here, but right now it's pushing back into today's new week opening gap, mean threshold. Let's see what it wants to do here now. Will the bearish breaker hold price? So closed above it. Not great. This it might not reach these levels, just looking at how the 15 minute, the 5 minute, and the 1 minute is going to close. It's coming back up to first presentation hasn't been traded yet, right? Actually it did, but on the way down, it hasn't come back into it and tested it. But again, I'm not so focused on that there. So let's see what it wants to do here. I'm still not going to short it here. I'm not loving this crazy bullish run. We're entering the macro in 1 minute here. One hour is closing in 10 minutes. Hopefully it closes below the mean threshold of the new week opening gaps. It's definitely a deep retracement. Are you guys long or shorts today? This is an ugly pullback here. It would have been nice to see price do this and then turn back down around and push lower. But because it did push higher, I'm a bit skeptical right now of taking shorts. I have this positioned here just to see what my RR would be, but no bueno. So right now, when we look at where we're at in the range from high to low, we are in a premium from these relative equal highs on the 50-minute chart to the ones below us. All right. And usually, this is what ICT says, when you have two levels of liquidity, you have to wait for one to be taken. And that's the wrong side. And right now, we're kind of trying to anticipate that wrong side and trading to it. If you're more patient, wait for one to be tagged and then wait for that reversal. I think that would be the better trade. But I still think there's, medium probability of a trade kind of coming to the downside here. So we're back at first presentation here. We did create a BPR, a balanced price range below us as well. Again, bullishness. We're going to be entering first presentation of today and of last Monday. Okay. Watch these levels as well. Like on the five, like this is brutal on the 5 minutes. This is very bullish here. But let's give time a bit more here to show what it wants to do. And then like if it breaks above this level, like where can it go? It can go to the highs, but I don't think price is going to want to leave these lows here. So price right now on the 1 minute, it rejected last Monday's first presentation. It's very deep in the pullback, if it is a pullback. Can you short from here? Maybe, right? But it's not A plus. Price right now is it's just hanging around in a weird level right now. Upper half of new week opening gap on the 1 hour, on the 15-minute. It's on the lower half of last week's new week opening gap. It's sitting right now still below like these levels. As long as it's below these levels, I'm bearish. Once it breaks above it, that's when my bias is going to start changing. And then like to the upside, right? Like let's say like it does break these levels and it pushes higher. Like what are you looking at? Like it's going to be, hey, it's going to be like these highs right here. They're relatively equal from Friday. That's probably going to be the easiest target to get. And then there's one above us as well at 23,049. That's something I was targeting last Monday or last week. That's like the possible upside trade, like 2.5 to 1. But right now, price is struggling to break this level. You can see here, the bodies are, respecting mean threshold of last week's Monday first presentation fair value gap. But again, this is not enough to take a trade here. We need more. And if it does break above it, it'll be nice to see it invert it, like go back into this level, see a rejection, and then we'll take a long from there. All right, so price is right now. I want to see price kind of go into today's first presentation and just like tap it and reject it. That's like a level that I want to see. But honestly, these rejections here, not too shabby. But just the downside is there's just going to be this huge bullish pressure that we'll be up against from a 5-minute perspective. So like that's going to be the risk of this trade. Nowhere close to A plus here, guys. But again, it's just a trade idea, right? Something like that, like a 3.8 to 1. But I can't take that short. Even though I want to just a bit, I won't be able to take it. All right. Price failed to break Monday's first presentation here. I need more to take a short here. Like this is like this rejection off of like this 5-minute rejection of all these levels here and liquidity grab. That's a bit sketchy, but again, like the draw in my opinion, we have 2 draws. I'm more inclined for the one below us and above us. I do want to see price struggle a bit more at these levels before taking a short. That's what we're waiting for right now. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. But all in all here, it's going to be a waiting game. We're in the macro. Oh, I just don't see any great entries here, guys. This is going to be a BPR that we'll be trading into right now. If we get below this, maybe we'll try to catch like the final move lower to 803. But not loving this, guys. So price is rejecting off of these areas right here. So it really depends how you look at it. It's either like the low of last week's new week opening gap or the BPR. It's essentially the same levels that it's rejecting here. So currently what we're waiting for is something that's going to really kind of confirm that price is going to move this way versus that way. The bad thing about today is there's no high impact news at 10 o'clock. Usually that's our driver. It's a French bank holiday in Europe. So that's always fun. And as of right now, it's, price pushed, grab liquidity. initial draw was correct. It's just right now it's what does it want to do after? And that's where things get a bit murky and milky. Like the 1 hour looks brutal here. At least it filled in the new week opening gap and then, you know, pushed back into it. But here, let me, this right here, I am starting to like a bit more. This development that we're having on the 1 minute. Let's see how it's going to react to this like pink level that I have here. So this is like a BPR here, okay? It's just buy side and sell side. BPR. They might leave these lows for the afternoon session. But if price manages to break this, and it gives us some like good order flow to trade off of, again, maybe the trade will happen lower. I don't know yet. But let's give it some time here. We'll go until 11 o'clock today. It's going to be a slow day today, though. And I keep looking at the initial drop here that we had from earlier today. Even on the 15-second chart, I don't think I would have been able to catch it. It was a tough catch. A really tough catch. Okay, but it is what it is. All right, so price is, you know, over the last 12 minutes, it's been trading in this range right here. So it's just bouncing between our first presentations and the low of last week's new week opening gap. So let's see if it's going to break out of this right here. This range on the 1 minute, and if it does, then we might have some more clarity on where it wants to go. But right now, this right here, I'm more inclined right now for a push higher than a push lower. And what's going to confirm it? It's going to be getting above these key levels here, and then seeing them reject, and then price pushing higher. Let's give price some more time here. Sometimes if we don't see like a nice push at 10 o'clock, it usually gets deferred to 11. So price right now, it's really kind of sticking to these first presentation fair value gaps, like one rejection, two, third rejection. If it breaks to the upside, this is going to be a nice level to key off of, you know, support turning into resistance or resistance turning into support, that kind of concept. So works for ICT as well. That's how all of his inversions work and whatnot. So this is going to be our 2 trades for the day. That's going to be the short if it does present something itself. This right here, what it's creating, these relative equal highs, this is something that's going to get rated most likely. So trading away from this is no bueno. What price might do is it might create something like this here. Relative equal highs, come back lower, and then push higher. But you can see here, not even a single fair value gap has formed. Well, actually, one does have formed, but I don't put so much weight against like these mini fair value gaps here. I keep it simple. I keep it really targeted to a couple of fair value gaps just being the key ones. The 6 a.m. first presentation after New York, Asia's. Where's Asia's today? Let's see. Oh, it's actually down here somewhere. So not too interested in it. But if you do map it out, so it's the first fair value gap after 7 o'clock, you'll see multiple rejections off of it, right? So that's how you pick the best fair value gaps. All right, price right now is tapping into today's first presentation. Interesting, right? But I just can't imagine price leaving these relative equal lows from earlier today. That would be crazy if it did. Price can do anything, guys. So I guess the picture that we're painting is lows have been taken, price pushed aggressively higher. Let's see if it's going to get above first presentation. And then from here to here, it's 70 handles, quite a lot. We are out of the macro zone as well. So probabilities also drop. You do want to see like aggressive push within these like 20 minutes right here that I have marked. But overall, like 5 minute looks bullish as hell. You can see price here is really struggling around these levels here. I finally touched today's first presentation, right? But again, there's nothing meaningful right now. Price is still not giving us much here. Slow day, guys, slow day. It's hovering at this first presentation of today. It's doing nothing, guys. And if it's doing nothing now, you know what's the best thing to do? Just come back and trade at 11.50. Let's give it some time here. All right, so finally some energetic price moves. Price pushed into today's first presentation. You can see it rejected it. If you guys are looking at a 15-second chart, nice rejection. Again, not something that we're going to trade, but I'm seeing a bit of momentum right now. If like the next couple of candles close above this level and then start coming down and rejecting this general area, that would be a pretty big confluence to take price to the upside. But all in all, we gotta wait. Like I really want this market to short. It's just this kind of PA is it's not for shorting. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to shift my bias to neutral here and just see what the 5 minute, the 1 minute wants to do on a short-term scale. This is gonna be like post 930 highs here. Again, minor buy side. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Give me 30 seconds. All right. Sorry about that. I am back. So you can see here, price is holding. It's still holding these levels here. They rejected lower after this push higher here. And now price is looking like if I were to guess right now, but still I don't have enough of a bias to take a trade. I think it might want to attempt to push higher here and break through this first presentation here. So let's give price a bit more here. And like if it does break above it, I wouldn't want to see it break back below this level. Like for me, like that's going to be terminus. If price is truly bullish, right? But still, this is not ideal PA. Okay, so price right now it's probably going to break above first presentation of today. But it has to close above it. That's the secret. On the 15-second it did. Let's wait for the 1 minute to close above first presentation. And like a quick one-to-one trade, honestly. You guys are into one-to-one trades. Minor buy side. If you're trying to trade a larger size, then it's going to be break even once we hit minor buy side. Possibility that price goes up higher, it takes that minor buy side, and then just pushes lower. All right. So far, we're getting a push off of first presentation. We still haven't closed above it on the 1 minute at least. Let me buy it. I'll do a small buy here of just $200, so less than 1%. Let's target here 3022. 3022. All right, so this is my trade, guys. Fairly large. I'm gonna go to break even once it hits minor. The reason why it's so large, the reason why I'm not risking a full risk here is just because it's non-ideal PA. It's looking bullish. I think it's going to push higher. My confidence here is 70. Usually when it's like 90, that's when I start risking a full percent. But here I'm risking just above half here. Let's see what it wants to do here. But so far it's looking pretty bullish on the 15 minute, on the 5 minute. If it comes back down and rejects this level, then I'll scale in. Where's my entry? Right there. And if it comes back and it rejects it, we'll scale in to like 1.5 risk, and then we'll target minor buy side. If it hits minor buy side, that's going to be what, $200 for me. But let's target 122 here. Okay, so this is the position, guys. 23. Once it hits this, we're break even. Today's trade was stupid, the first one. Like I rated it like a fail. I don't know what it was, like starting to trade until like a Monday, but this is like a proper, you wait, you give time, or you give market time to make a trade, and then you freaking place the position normally. I was like high on goofballs or something earlier today. Like even if I get stopped out on this, like I'll be okay with this trade. Like it makes sense. The 1 hour, the 15 minute, the 5 minute, everything kind of lines up nicely, right? So minor's gonna get hit in a sec. I'm gonna do my stop loss here. So I'm at half an hour right now for risk. You can see here price is rejecting fair value gap that it's creating to the weighted targets. Right. What level is this? 2150. I don't want to see price breaking lower than today's first presentation. That's going to be like terminus for me. And I'm going to be at break even very soon here. If you guys want, you guys can scale out a bit. That was a nice push higher for buy side. But officially I'm at break even now. And then from here, I just want to see price continuing to push up higher to these relative equal highs from Friday. That's going to be the draw for today. If it pulls back lower, I'll scale in. See if I can really get a lot of RR out of this trade. If you guys are enjoying the stream, let me know, guys, via likes. I'm sorry about my first trade. I still make mistakes as a trader. But I'm accountable to them, right? So right now the two options is it's going to be 450 to the upside or $0 to the downside. If you guys are in heavy positions, I would probably scale out here a bit, but I'm not going to just because my position was already so small to begin with. I'm not going to scale out with $70. That'd be silly of me. I'm liking this fair value gap that we'll have here in a sec. I'm just going to draw it in like this. It might change, but it's nice to see all of this bullishness above us, right? From a fair value gap perspective. Keep going, price. Keep going. All right, where can it stop here? Honestly, here it's looking decent for a bull run to these levels. I don't see much levels that are going to stop it. We do have this 15-minute SIBI here that we're trading into right now. Once you break above this level, I think these highs are fairly high probability, right? Is anyone in this trade, or is it just me? Am I solo dolo? Just because it's stalling here, guys, I'm gonna remove one contract from my position. I'm not loving it. Yeah, one contract. So I did a partial here. Let's 30% partial. If it's gonna come lower, I'm gonna scale back into it. It's just this kind of rejection ain't nice. And yeah, my stop loss, I'll leave where it was at. Price is coming back down here. It's retesting this bullish fair value gap that it's formed. All right. This is where we got to be patient here. Just accept both sides of the trade. Right now, price is pushing into a 5-minute bullish fair value gap here. We do want to see it like it be supported in this general area. If it is, that'd be good. That 15-minute SIBI that I talked about, you can see here price at the midpoint, or sorry, yeah, mean threshold, and it just dropped lower. So once you break that to the upside, like again, this might be the pullback. It might push up higher. Once it breaks it, then like that last little bit is high probability. Right now, would I be entering this trade? I wouldn't. I wanted to see a blast above this right after the open, or right after it hit minor buy side. It didn't. It came back lower, so it might tag us out here, but that's okay. We still made a bit of money off of this trade. All right, any second now. There you go, tag. Okay, $60 net gain. Not too shabby. That was a trade there. Now let's wait for something else here. Let's see how price is going to respect this general area here, which is our area that we do want to trade off of. It is 10:30. It's not the best trading time. All right, guys. Just keep giving it some more time here. So we broke below today's first presentation. Let's see what price wants to do here. Am I interested in longs at this point? I don't think so. Even though that it might push higher, We took out minor buy side liquidity above us. We came back below first presentation. Pretty deep retracement too. I'll probably say like 0.8 of a fib retracement. Didn't even respect the 5-minute fair value up here. It just broke right below it. Bearishness, bearishness. It's just all about adding up these confluence factors here. But I don't think there's going to be a high probability in the next like 10 minutes. We'll have to wait till 11:50. All right. So price is rejecting. Okay. What we have here now is interesting PA. We took out minor buy side liquidity, broke again below these key levels that I have marked here in green and red, which are really first presentations. And what do we want to see if price is if price really drives down lower? That's going to be savage of price. Can that happen? I think so. Am I going to take a short from here right now? No, maybe 11:50. Okay. When I see price really rejecting these levels to the upside, then like maybe a trade to the downside here to these relative equal lows. But it keeps like this has to be taken. Like there's no way price is going to leave these just hanging from today and it just starts pushing up higher. Unless it does that and then in a later time it comes back lower again and then takes it, right? That would be the bias or the thought behind NQ and how it could possibly move. But it'd be really good if we saw the sweep of 803. So price is nicely rejecting the lower half of this fair value gap of today. Looks like this. Like this was nice here, but is it nice enough to take a short? I don't think so. Right. Taking a 12-1. Usually when we see rejections like this, we do want to see some kind of displacement. Not even on the 15-second we have displacement. And if we do, it's extremely minor. But I'm not comfortable in taking a short here. Again, time of day, what are we waiting for? 11:50, okay? Next injection of volatility where price does two things. It pushes to inefficiency or liquidity, right? Spidey senses are tingling that we might get a push down here, but again, it's not enough to take a trade. Again, no fair value gaps form. This is called high resistant trading right here, where no FEGs form on the 1 minute. It's kind of moving sideways. Very hard to trade in this kind of environment. It's only been in this environment for like 6 minutes. It's essentially consolidating, but again, something that we're watching out for. Has anyone here taken any trades today? There's nothing tradable right now. So this is a bit interesting. This kind of PA here. It'd be nice to see PA do this on the 5 minute, like drive up and then just drive lower. That would fill in some of that. Like, so this right here is called a BPR, right? Balanced price range, right? So that's good. It just means price rolled over that same price twice. It's balanced, and there's a less likelihood of price wanting to go back to this level to kind of go long or short. So in this case, building a case to go short, again, that's good. But again, it doesn't mean that price is not going to go there. It's just probabilities here that we're playing with. One nice trade here, and we'll be up $800. We just got to wait for the right one. Today's drawdown of 120 is peanuts. So right now, price is going to be breaking above this week's new week opening gap, right? It's interesting. So like first presentation and new week opening gap high are the same levels, okay? So it's a very key level to trade off of today. So that's why a lot of our focus here is going on these levels. Oh, sorry. Price, what do you want to do, man? What do you want to do here? Macro in 12 minutes. But I don't see longs as high probability. And I don't see shorts right now as high probability. It's definitely a winning game. On the other hand, crypto's doing really well. Like XRP, it just hit March's highs. We got all-time highs. What are they at right now? 340. This is a couple days away, guys. Today's Bitcoin's doing amazing right now. All-time highs. I hit 121. I hit 123. Damn. So it's a good time to be alive. And after this week, if you guys are in the crypto space, a lot of crypto regulatory clarity is going to come out, and it's going to shape America and how it's going to be involved with cryptocurrency. So big week. So price is diddle-dallying right now in this level. This 5 minute, ugly. 1 minute, really ugly. Everything here is ugly, guys. Like, could you imagine going long here? Like, price went into this fair value gap, reject. Like, longs could work, but is that a high probability? I don't think so on the 15 minute. It's a 50-50 here, in my opinion. It's either it goes short or goes long. And I don't have that knowledge right now to tell you guys which way it's going to go. Even gun to my head, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Okay. This right here, interesting, right? Price kind of came back into first presentation. The bodies are closing, look, above the mean threshold here. Kind of nice, right? But the wicks are kind of really pushing it back down. So technically this is kind of breaking structure, or it's breaking its strength ever so slightly. But you do want to see 1 minute breaks above and below to properly use these first presentation fair value gaps. Imagine being a trading long or short right now and just holding it over the last 8 minutes or 10 minutes. Stressful. And what changed my trading the most out of everything is just trading within the right times. Okay. So like, look at this trade, almost at the right time, right? Just after it, right? But again, it was properly managed, outside small on it. My initial position could have been something like this. Would have brought more in, like on that partial. But it is what it is. All right, so price broke above this level here. I am not taking this long here, guys. I'm not in love with it in any way. It might push, don't get me wrong, but right now, what is it trading to? It's trading in the 5 minute BPR. And then in the possible inverted BISI. If it breaks through all these levels, it's probably going to go higher, but it might turn around here and push lower. Like, it'd be nice, and I mentioned this before, of seeing it break below here. This is going to be high probability shorts if that does happen. But it's all about not getting tilted, trading your plan. Today in the morning, I didn't trade my plan. And usually when I start risking like half a risk or half a position size, I know that that's not an A+ position. And usually those are losses for me. So, the one time that I do that, yeah, sometimes it works out. But again, that's something that I need to work on myself. But when you see me taking like full risk positions, that's when I know that it's to plan, trading off the right levels, the right, rejection. You're patient. Usually patient pays, as they say in trading. All right. And sometimes ending the day up with 0 is better than with a negative, right? So price here, just look at how these bodies are closing on the 5 minute. It's closing on the upper halves of the mean thresholds. This means that the bearishness of this inversion of these levels may not be as strong as we'd want. But again, something to keep in mind. It doesn't mean that it can't reverse. It's just always use the mean thresholds here to kind of indicate like the power of fair value gaps. That's a big one for me. My biggest account, or my biggest trades off of fair value gaps, is when like mean thresholds are really nicely respected. Okay. Believe it or not, this would have still been alive, but definitely wouldn't be trading that. I'm happy with how I managed that risk there. So the level that, let's just mark it in our charts here. This is the level that it might hit here. It's definitely a long way away. But that's draw 1 and draw 2 is below us. It would have been nice to see it open, drive down, make profits on the way down, and then it revert and push higher. That would have been the perfect trading day today. It's almost a macro time. It's almost money making time. So look at where we're at right now. 1 hour, we're above the new week opening gap. We're still within last week's new opening gap. Not loving that. We got buy side above us, sell side below us. From an intraday perspective, we are on the premium side of the dealing range. Difficult, guys. Difficult trading. Like today, to be honest, looking at this PA, it's difficult. Look at this rejection right here. Beautiful, right? Like this is what we want to see. Hopefully it continues lower and breaks these levels. Like if we see this, guys, I will be taking shorts, but I have to see this, right? So get up below these levels, come back up. Show me like it doesn't want to get above these levels. And then we're going to be targeting these lows here. And we're going to be completely ignoring this massive wick that it created from the morning. And we're going to be targeting those levels. Okay. So that's going to be A+ setup for me. For price to do that, will it? We just have to wait. One minute till macro. All right, we're in the macro officially. 10:50 to 11 till 11, or sorry, 10:50 till 11:10. What's price going to do here? Higher likeliness of it pushing to one of these two levels that we have marked here. I don't know which one, to be honest. It's 50-50 here. I think it's going to go up and down, but if it is going to go lower, it has to break all these levels first, as I mentioned on the 5-minute chart, before it pushes higher. And I'll be right back. All right, price is still moving sideways. Let's see what it's gonna do here. I created a BPR here on the 1 minute. Okay, pushed lower. This is like low resistance here that we have on the 1 minute. Again, just something just to keep in mind. It's gonna, let's see if it's gonna break this possible inversion here. If it doesn't, then it's most likely gonna push higher. And then if that's the case here, we might try to take longs. But right now we are in bullish territory. Like for example, this here is the 15-minute fair value gap, okay? SIBI, okay? And this is a level that was rejected before the push lower, and seeing this invert and using it for the final push higher, that kind of makes sense, okay? But at the same time, we are, you know, in such a premium of the run. You know, cashing the top does make sense. It's a bit higher risk, but again, let's give it till 10:10 today. Stream's gonna end at 10:10 in 18 minutes if price gives us absolutely nothing. And then I'll probably trade the afternoon offline. But again, if we are going long, this is going to be the draw for the day. It's relative equal highs here. But like, would I take it here long? No, like right now we're retesting last week's new week opening gap high, which is the upper level of this blue bar here. We're probably going to have a fair value gap here that formed. Let's see if price is going to want to go back down at this level and reject it for us. That might be our key to get into price and to participate. Does the 5 minute look amazing? It doesn't, especially from this level. Like what would it like a 6-1? If price just comes down here, rejects these levels, and then if it breaks this 15-minute SIBI, then high chance that we're getting to Friday's highs, or Friday's at least opening. Where's Friday's opening? Right there. Okay. To be honest, price didn't come back down here to this fair value gap and give us an entry. So be it. So price is pushing back into this 15-minute SIBI. It's keying off it right now to the downside. Let's see if it's going to want to go to this 1 minute fair value gap area and see if it wants to give us a response here. But right now, this is, honestly, as much as I want lower prices, everything here is pointing bullish to relative equal highs that I have here on the 15-minute chart. So let's see here. It's going to be 14 handles to the downside of a risk. I'll take in half an R once it hits this position, and once it starts rejecting it, I'll scale in like a second R. So that's going to be my strategy for getting in for this position. It just broke market structure to the upside again. We just want to see it push a bit lower here to get in. Mean threshold of this wick to the upside, I want to see that being respected as well. Okay, so this is, to be honest, a good area to get in long. If price comes down, that gives us an entry, right? So that's going to be my entry there. Mother flipper. It'd be nice to see price leave relative equal highs here. So technically these are still relatively equal, even though that attacked it by one tick. Oh no, they are relatively equal. So this is really good here, guys. This gives me confidence that this pullback here is going to murder this area above us. So these are relative equal highs here on the 1 minute. So now we're looking for bullish signs here. Now you want to see price come back lower. So this like these are stepping stones, right? For price to go higher. Here's stepping stone number 1. Number 2 is we're above new week opening gaps. We're rejecting them. Fair value gaps are being formed to the upside. It just needs to push a bit lower here, and then the risk here is going to be 6 to 1. So let's give it a little shot. Bit lower, man. Keep pushing lower. We're still in the macro, which is good. Again, seek that inefficiency on the 1 minute, tap us in, and then push higher. That's the plan. I don't want these highs to be taken right now. I want it to leave it, come back lower, and then tag them, and attack them. All right, they're not relatively equal anymore. But it does need to go lower for me to have nice risk on this trade when being in such a premium. If it closes above the SIBI here, then we'll use this SIBI as the next level of possible support to push it higher. One level we have to watch out for is this level right here. It's Friday's close. Or sorry, Friday's open. Okay. Friday's open's right there. We're gonna have a fair value gap form here on the 5 minute. Be mindful of it. Like these will be levels that I want it to go to for me to go higher. Taking longs from here would be silly. Just too high in a premium, no pullback, bad risk, bad everything. $15-minute SIBI. I think you might hold here and push price higher. Like that's gonna be optimal, but you know, I would not be cool with I would need to see a pullback here just because we just took minor buy side liquidity from 1020. Next draw is going to be here, guys. This level that I have in red, that's going to be minor buy side as well. Okay. gosh. Price is not letting us participate today, is it? It's just grinding higher. It's nice to have direction right. It's just, you can't get in. It's no fun, right? So we pushed, so we wrote to the upside of this 5-minute BISI or 15-minute BISI, you can see here. And then most likely, like, I don't know, does it make sense to take a position like this? 2 to 1, assuming that we hit those highs. We're about to hit Friday's open too. Where's going to be break even for us? It would be right here. All right, we just broke Wednesday's first presentation fair value gap. Here, I'm going to take a small long here. And I'm going to target Friday's open, a 1-to-1, 3022. Or 321.50. Or you know what? 23.049. We'll just scale out on the way up here to 23.049. I'm breaking even once it hits Friday's opening price, or there's like this red line here that we have. Watch out. We're at Friday's open right now, actually. Okay. So we just took minor buy side. I am going to break even here just because I'm in such a premium. So here's my stop loss here, guys. We'll price it around from here. It might, or it just might blast through it. That's what I'm anticipating for. All right, made, I think, -2 in commissions. So it took Friday's minor buy side. This price is tough, guys. All right, so that was a break-even trade for me. Right now it's pushing into Wednesday's first presentation, Friday's afternoon first presentation, support levels. We will see if they get broken. Technically, I see this as, they're still relatively equal. It's not like it's not a trend line. It's not like high probability relatively equal, but again, like this is like a very anemic push higher from Friday's minor buy side that it just took out here. So let's see what price wants to do here now. Look, since 1050 all the way till now, it's seeked buy side liquidity. It's rejecting Wednesday's first presentation. It might close above it. That might be a nice bullish sign. Again, what are you chasing right now? You're chasing these highs from being taken from here. Like this is like this is the draw. But, can price push down lower before it pushes higher? I think it probably will, right? So taking a trade like this, it's out of my risk tolerance. Yeah, even though that it looks decent. You know what? Let me see if I can. Here, I'll take half a risk here on it. 23 is my last trade of the day here. 23.50. If it's truly bullish, it should push past this level really quickly and push into 23.050 or 23. What level is this? 23.050. Yeah. Relative equal highs. This is going to be essentially a 2-to-1 for me. We're still in the macro. 3 more minutes left. So that's where my bias sits here. Within the next 3 minutes, it should push up to this higher target here. And if we're wrong, we're wrong. I'm okay with that. I'm giving this trade like a level B out of A, B, C, D. It's not the best. It's not the worst. And I'm only risking 150 on it, so half a risk just because it's not A+. I like how we're above the new dog of 711 as well. Again, a lot of key levels that we just broke to the upside. So that's where the short-term bias lives. And let's see if we're going to support here. And if we're not, I'm done the stream. This is where we want to see a push higher now. Good rejection on the 50-second chart off of this level right here. You just want to see it not break and continue to push higher here. We have relative equal highs above us on the 1 minute. If anything, it's going to push lower and then push higher, but there's a chance that it's going to push higher from here. So far, the 15 seconds is doing work here. Not loving it. This is where we want to see a turn here. Turn price. Close in the lower half on the 15 second. Again, that's another sign that bearish price will continue here. And unfortunately, I think we're going to be out here, guys, unless it just turns around magically. All right, and we're out. Guys, I'm done for today. I'll trade the afternoon session. I'm down 1 risk for the day, 300. Unfortunately, price, we were right on direction. I think that entry's going to be a bit better. And without further ado, we'll see you on later this week. Thanks, guys.